So we're making a beef Wellington. So first up, we've got to make the sauce. We've got to make the beef sauce. We've got to make the Duxelles. That's a mushroom Duxelles. We've got to make a pancake. We've got to buy Parma ham, sear off the beef, wrap it up in some pastry, bake it off. Sounds simple. Sounds quick, but it's not. Right, okay, so we've got a beef sauce. So this is going to be made from beef bones, beef trim, and then the mirepoix, carrot, onion, celery, garlic, thyme, rosemary, tomato paste. Some white wine, no, red wine, boom. Red wine vinegar, do. Okay, so red wine sauce. That is the crux of the beef sauce. So first up, a little bit of oil on the beef bones, a little bit of seasoning. So we're going to chuck those in the oven, roast them till they're nice and well coloured. So what the colour's doing, you know when you have a beef sauce in a bit of gravy, the colour, the brown, the dark, rich colour is coming from the roasting of the bones, the Maillard reaction. That's where, all that colour that's on the outside of the beef bones and on the outside of the beef is what's giving your stock colour, okay? Next up, this is just all, I just ordered beef trim from the butcher. So just make sure it's sort of a even size. Then we're going to roast this in the pan. So that's some of the trim of the fillet. You could also order beef trim to make a stew, but this is, we're making a jus. So kilo beef bones, kilo beef trim. So to make the stock, you would just roast the bones, mirepoix, everything over the top, water over the top of that, and then cook that for like 20 hours. But I bought the beef stock, so we're one stage ahead. It's beef trim done. The sauce, the reason why we're putting so much time and effort into this is a foundation of cooking. These sauces are foundations of cooking, okay? If you can make a sauce like this, you can make a sauce, you can make a chicken sauce, you can make a beef sauce, you can make a lamb sauce, and you just basically make it in the same way. Maybe the mirepoix changes, or the spices change, or some things change, but the process remains the same. You need a good stock, you need alcohol, you need vinegar, you need mirepoix, you need roasted bones, roasted trim. You've got to not overboil the stock, not overboil the sauce. You've got to know when to skim it, reduce it. We'll explain all of that on the way through. But now, we've got a boring job. Just cut the mirepoix nice even size, okay? So onion, carrot, celery. Not too small, just nice and even size. Same with the celery. Celery. Always have yourself a nice setup when you're prepping veg. You need a food waste bin, and you need a place to put your prepared vegetables, because otherwise you'll end up with carrots all over the board. Garlic just in half. Tomato paste there. Hard herbs, a little bit of thyme. A bit of rosemary. Red wine vinegar. Sauce, let's go. Okay, so oil, beef in, hot pan, yeah? Let it colour like you would normally anything else, and then you start moving it around. Good colour on the beef. Take that out. In. Cooking down all in the beef fat. We're not looking to sweat these vegetables down too much. We just want to make sure they get a little bit of colour, adding to our depth of colour in the sauce. Right. Garlic in. Tomato paste. Not too much, like a tablespoon. Help the vegetables fry a bit harder. A bit more oil. Now, beef in, herbs in. That's thyme and rosemary. Pour off the oil quickly. If we put all that oil in, we're just going to take it off after, because we don't want to boil the oil into the stock. Like 100 mils of red wine, good quality vinegar. So red wine or sherry vinegar is a good one. We add a few peppercorns in there. What we need to do with the vinegar now is that just needs to cook off just till it starts to become sweet. Obviously the vinegar is very sharp and acidic, So when we cook it off, it like loses some of its acidity. The sugars, the natural sugars, because it's made from wine, the natural sugars in the juice will come to the forefront and it becomes less acidic, more sweet. That's what we're looking for. We're going to do the same thing with the wine. Pour all red wine. It's lost some of the acidity, it's lost the wine flavour. So that's when we want to pour over our stock. That's our nice rich beef stock. I'm not sure why there's sprigs of thyme in there, but there is. And then once that goes in, we want to turn it down. Okay, that's 45 minutes, leave it there. This is what I'm talking about, scum here. Okay, this is like the fats and the proteins from the meat. When you take it off, you then wash the ladle in the water like that, because otherwise what happens if you just keep going off like that, every time you put that ladle back in, you're actually, because you're submerging it in the liquid, you're then submerging the scum into the liquid and then it's going back into the sauce. So what you want to do, take it off, wash the ladle, see it's all clean, and you can keep going like that. Okay, so the center cut, I'm going to do, just trim it down a little bit. That's the tail end. So just take that off. I want even, the reason why we want center cut is you want even size, and that can go, you know, nice little fillet kids dinner. You know? Then we got a lovely center cut fillet for the Wellington. The idea with the Wellington, with the fillet, is a super lean cut of meat. Okay, it's very tender because it comes from the inside of the animal, like underneath the backbone. Okay, so between the stomach and the backbone, it's a part of the cow that does very little moving. That's why the meat is so tender. So you imagine the leg, lots of moving, not tender. You can slow cook that shit. This, very tender, okay? So nice bit of salt. Really well seasoned. The idea here is to not cook the beef too much, is to just sear it off, just give it a good bit of colour. The Maillard reaction, that's what's, you know, enhancing the flavour in our Wellington, okay? So, lots of seasoning, top and tail. Okay, so, good amount of oil. We're gonna go in there. Good, we want to cook this quickly. This is gonna steam out the house. So here we just sit, it's come from fridge cold, that's the important thing, it's fridge cold. And now we're just letting it have enough heat. So also the key to a quick sear is a nice heavy base frying pan. Okay, one side, other side, back on there, garlic, in goes the herbs, in goes a little bit of that butter. Beef resting in the fridge, okay? The pancake batter. Boom. Okay, so we're going, I normally wing it. It's about 150 milk, a little bit of water, 1 egg, 1 egg, put some butter down. Okay. I can't remember how much flour, I just do it by eye really. A little bit of salt. Okay. Whisk that in. That's about right. Okay, that's just to like coat your finger nicely. Whisk the butter in. Whisk the butter in. And then we just leave that pancake batter to the rest. Okay, boom. For the Duxelles, we need mushrooms, shallots, garlic, bit of thyme again, some Madeira. Key ingredient here, mushrooms, chestnut mushrooms. A solid 750. You don't want to blitz it so it's like complete smush. Okay. Just until it's nice and evenly chopped. There we go, stop now. Yet another pan. Whilst the pan gets hot, we need to dice some shallots. So top, tail, boom, boom. Nice and finely cut shallots. Finely minced shallot. Grate some garlic. Thank you. Okay, right, so bit butter, oil, shallots. Okay. So this stage, salt, garlic in. Great aromas coming off there. In go the mushrooms, okay? So you want to give a good mix to start with, otherwise if you just leave the shallots on the bottom of the pan, they're going to burn. Ramp up the heat, okay? Because we want to cook out all the moisture from these mushrooms. Black pepper. And salt, okay? A little bit of thyme in there, pick the leaves off. Touch of Madeira. What we're doing here, just spreading it nice and thin so it gets cool quickly, okay? Let's put it in the fridge. Okay, so famously, the first pancake is always shit. Okay, that's more what we're looking for, like easy up, easy down. I mean, it doesn't matter, it's not bad. Right. Okay, beef sauce. Just gonna strain it off. How much washing up have you done? Lots. Okay, look. Okay, so mustard. Like an artist. That's not what you need to do. Okay, so look. Doing it there. Beef mustardio. Mashed mustardio. This English mustard, nice and spicy. Adding good flavour. The outside of our beautifully seared beef. Okay, look. Big roll of cling film. We're going to go down with our pancake. So the pancakes just give us that protection between pastry, Parma ham. Oh, look, that one's like a smiley face. It's going to be a happy Wellington, apparently. Okay, not too much overlapping. Okay, and then we've got Parma ham. Here, aquí, este. So, you know, if you have like the ham on the outside, you know, it's greasy. These into the pastry. I'm just assuming because I didn't make this recipe. So. God, you get fat if you had to make this every day. Okay, mushroom Duxelles. Help yourself by already putting it evenly around the Wellington before you start pushing it out. This is the early signs of the California roll. This is when they weren't so health conscious. They didn't have access to avocado. Find your tool that works for you. Right. Beef. In the middle. Right, so. There's one in there. Oh, wrap it around the top. And there we go. We're gonna make it nice and tight as possible. Secure that side first, and then you can really get it tight with the other side. Hold it there, little finger. And look, lovely, round, welly. It's taking 2 hours to get to this stage. You see? Sort of coats the back of a spoon. Just going to strain it off. Always, if in doubt, pass it off. The dog's getting excited about that. That's our sauce ready for the welly. We're thinking that we've got 3 litres beef stock, 1 whole bottle of wine, vinegar, all those vegetables, all that, you know, all that ingredients went in to make 500 ml. Just to be safe, a bit of baking parchment on the tray. And in our case of pastry. So I've got some puff pastry here. See the fruits of our labour here. Perfectly to the edge. And I'll just fold that bit in. So, nice and firmly sealed on the sides. This is just so you get a nice even shape, even cook. Well, that's going back in the fridge. It's going to sit on the creased side. Just firm up for another 5 minutes. With my other sheet of pastry here, I'm going to make a lattice to go over the top. Obviously it's not going to be perfect, but basically the length of the strip that you cut, you need the same. And after, that's how Lord Wellington liked it. One egg for the egg wash. Let's open up this welly. Okay, right, so now we've got egg wash. This is going to give the pastry a lovely golden brown. Okay, to finish, bit of salt over the pastry. Bit of thyme over the top. You can put it in each lattice, but we don't have time for that right now. At this point, you can chill that puppy down till you need out. We're gonna go straight in the oven. Boom, ready? In she goes, 210, 30 minutes, 35 minutes, let's go. Okay, so look. You can rest this for up to, 20 minutes if you want. I don't have the patience, I'm gonna eat this in five minutes. 5 minute resting, maybe 10. Let's let it relax a bit, Beck, you know what I mean? eat it. I want to eat, you know when you just look at something, you're like, I want to eat that. People always get the soggy base, so you got to put that tray down towards the bottom of the oven. Have the top and bottom oven on. Boom, we got a hot plate, because then it cooks, if you put it at the top, the pastry gets burnt at the top and it won't get crispy on the bottom. Lovely hot plate, okay? 2 minutes. 2 minutes, the clock ticking. There we go. Okay, right, we'll take the end piece off first. If you're a big greedy pig like me, get two. Don't worry guys, I'm not actually gonna eat all of it. Pièce de résistance, the sauce. Look at me. Okay, right, we're gonna go straight in. Peggy is literally licking her lips below me. Labour of love. That's a good one. Honestly worth it. You know, the mushrooms are great. You taste that thyme running through the mushrooms. Thank God Wellington won it, the Battle of Waterloo. This is the first episode of British Classics. A new series where we're going to be going through historical dishes like this. We're going to be delving into fish and chips, afternoon tea. Start with the longest one, end with an English breakfast. Make sure you like and follow.